Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. We have a party here tonight. Hi, James. Hi, Puddin'. So, welcome, everyone. And I hope you like that intro. I can't believe it actually worked.
Yeah,
I'm
good
like,
for
I'm going to
you.
push this
Yes.
button and I'm going to see what happens.
It's lovely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and it was all a mistake. I made it, and I'm like, I have no idea why this is working.
That's all right. Be grateful.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I did I was like, nobody wants to see all of that again. So I chopped it for an outro. They call it the outro.
Good.
So, and I couldn't get it to work and the computer kept blowing up and then it finally works. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, happy Mercury retrograde. So ladies, thank you so much for joining me here tonight on Cards with Friends. And thank you to everyone who's watching and everyone in the chat. So we'll go around the room and everyone can say hello. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what's going on this holiday weekend, and we'll start with you, Marina.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I think for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't yet, my channel is Heart Center Tarot, and not only do I enjoy what I do on YouTube, but I also really enjoy being able to do things on my website, which is marinasheartcentertarot.com. That's where you can go if you're interested in booking a reading, if you're interested in signing up for a class, a course, whatever. So I have recently transitioned members from YouTube over to the web page. So membership no longer exists on my YouTube channel. So to get access to membership, and it's got lots and lots of fabulous perks and things with it, you go to marinasheartcentertarot.com, you click on join membership. It has a lot of the same features that were on YouTube. A couple little extra things thrown in there, but that's kind of what I've been concentrating on. Yes, happy almost 4th of July to my friends south of the border. We just celebrated Canada Day yesterday, so we're looking forward to cheering you on as you delve into whatever it is that's
Whatever it is, it's going to happen.
This hot stew of a mess.
Yes.
Yeah, when we have our hot mess on the White House lawn, another hot mess. Yeah, but anyway, Marina, that's brilliant that you moved everything over to your website. Well done. Well done. Those of us behind the scenes know exactly why and why that's well done. So excellent. Okay. Do you have anything going on this weekend you want to tell us about?
Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, tomorrow at 1 p.m., I'll be over on Sun Psychic Jean's channel. We'll be doing some readings. And then at 7 p.m., Allie is going to join me for Story in the Cards. And that's always fun. Always fun. Yeah. We poke fun at people who are determined to have their 15 minutes of fame. And don't want to be featured on the show, on that particular show. Don't do stupid. You know what?
They win stupid prizes when they're
Yeah.
And that's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Friday?
Yes. Okay. 7 o'clock Mountain time tomorrow. And that's it. The weekend, I'm part of it is personal readings, but I'm also going to get together with a friend and we're going to go to MexiFest, which is here in town. So looking forward to that.
Fun. I thought you were going to say you and your friend are going to Mexico, and I'm like, I want to pack a U-Haul and go to Mexico.
I know. Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I've got going on.
Okay, fun. Well, thank you, Marina. Thank you. All right, Miss Judy's Healing Fire. Rock on with your bad self.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So thank you, Sabrina, also for for creating this beautiful adventure. So I'm Judy's Healing Fire, and upcoming, I'm working on a couple of projects right now, honestly. So one of them is I'm going to be we're in Mercury retrograde, so rehashing some thoughts and ideas. Where I'll be putting together a panel, and the panel, it'll change every time, but the panel is going to be talking about really whatever is going on, whatever kind of energy is holding us hostage at any particular moment in time, how we can, what everybody's guidance and advice is for how we can raise our vibration and move us forward. And that really comes from, I've been feeling like the whole collective energy is kind of stuck right now. And because everybody's just focused in on the blah part of stuff, but really we're in control of how we feel. We can't control what other people think, say, or do, but we can control what we think, say, or do. And how you feel is where your vibration is. So how do we raise your vibration up and move the collective forward, which is what we need to do. And everybody has different experiences and bits of advice, and it's going to be people that are going to be, some will be, psychic, medium, tarot, astrology, crystals. It'll be people from a variety of different backgrounds that will be contributing towards helping this collective, all of us, kind of take our energy and move forward. So stay tuned on that. I'm putting that together as we speak. And then as far as shows coming up, the only thing this week, because I'm going to go play, is
Good.
Sunday I have my general live. So I'm in the Pacific Northwest. So that'll be 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So hopefully you guys can join me there. And then Monday I have my members only fireside chat. That's 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday I'm babysitting a grandbaby. Wednesday I'm going whitewater rafting with my son. Thursday I'm going hiking. So, I'm going to go play for a few days. So that's what I got going on.
Good for you.
Lovely.
Yay. Okay. Miss Allie.
Yo.
Tell everybody about you and what you got going on. And I'm just going to grab something really, really quick, but
Okay.
I'm not far. This room isn't big enough for me to go far. Oh, you're going to really see my torture chamber when I get up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. And I'll be on with Marina tomorrow. And I'm also going to be on with Sabrina again, actually. She's doing the July 4th extravaganza in the morning with some of us.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And then I'm finishing up one of my last classes on spiritual alchemy through journaling, and I'm starting a new class next Sunday, and you can still sign up if you're interested. Ancestral healing. It will be 4 weeks. And then I'll be doing the Akashic Records readings for the collective with Val on Monday, and I'll have Lulu on in the afternoon. Val and I are also going to have a class beginning at the end of August on advanced mediumship. And we do the mediumship class. We've been asked to do an advanced class, so she and I are preparing that now. So I'm really loving it. If anybody's interested in a reading or a class, go over to heartandsoulconnected.online. Thank you.
okay. Well, thank you, Allie. Thank you, ladies. So, hi, everyone in the chat. I'm famous for ignoring the chat, but hello, Rose Blue, Dakota South, James, of course, and Pudding, and hello, everyone. I'm Sabrina, Tree of Life Inner Guidance, and let's see, I've been studying astrology for, I guess, almost 40 years now. It's crazy, and tarot about the same. I knew astrology before I knew tarot. And I'm in the middle, and I'll probably show you all a couple of these as part of the thing we're doing tonight. I'm in the middle of designing a tarot deck. And as you all are going to find out, oh, hi, Jackie. As you all are going to find out, tarot, there is just so much to it. And when I started designing this deck, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot the 8-pointed star.
Yes.
That's not a dove, that's an ibis. And and you can't put that there because it doesn't mean the same thing. So it's really quite the experience. And I'm about 28 cards in out of the 78. So only 50 to go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But anyway, so it's quite the project. But what I was supposed to be and go to school for was graphic design. So I was supposed to be an artist turned businesswoman turned fitness instructor. But anyway, enough about that. The big deal is tomorrow at high noon Mountain Time. It's Feel Good Friday. It's a little different Feel Good Friday. I have a party panel, 10 people tomorrow. And we are doing positive affirmation cards, not only for people in the chat, but for the United States. So I've decided that it's our America also, and we need to celebrate it, and we need to put out positive affirmations for this country, because the higher we raise the vibration, it can only help, rather than wallowing in the mud and complaining and being miserable and can you believe what they did, and they did this and that and the other thing. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow at noon, and 9 other people are going to join me. Mostly on my channel are pre-recorded videos, new moon, full moon, any upcoming astrological events, like we're in Mercury retrograde right now, and there's a big to-do coming up in July on the 19th that I'll do a video on. But whoever is listening to this, I also want to just give you a little warning here. Mars is conjunct Uranus. Now, what does that mean? That means the Tower card in tarot. So when you're out and about over this holiday weekend, please just be careful, be cognizant about your surroundings, because that can be kind of sudden, aggressive, crazy energy that comes out of nowhere, just like the Tower card in tarot. So I have that show going on tomorrow, and I have a show with Nath on Tuesday, and Scott, Scorpio Sun, and I are going to do something. We just got to set a date. And so that's what's going on with me. I don't set stuff out too far because life changes. So anyway, all right. So we're going to get on with today's show. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and ladies for joining me. So this is Friends with Cards. This is our first show. And what we're going to be doing tonight, because a couple people requested this, is they wanted to know, as readers, what our favorite tarot cards are. So myself and the other lovely ladies here have picked out a couple of cards, or one card, or 3 cards. We can't seem to ever pick just one, but and we're just going to talk about the card, the meaning, why it's our favorite, what it means to us. If you ladies read reversed, then you can talk about the reverse meaning. I always say I don't read reversed, and then I end up reading reversed. So I guess I do. So that's what we're going to do today. So thank you for being here. Hi, Tishy. All right, Marina, are you ready to roll? Do you feel like being on the hot spot right out of the gate?
Sure.
All
Sure.
right.
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
So, I have several tarot decks and several oracle decks, and each one of them seems to speak to me depending on a particular situation. Sometimes one deck just screams it wants to come out and play. And somewhere in there are decks that I've acquired that initially I was able to work with, but then they kind of fall off. So the particular deck that I'll be talking about right now, this is the Tarot Grand Deluxe. And I really enjoy that deck, and I do use it quite a lot. Now, when it comes to favorite tarot cards, I'm always partial to the Queen of Wands. I like her energy.
You got 2 of them here?
Yes. So the um, the Queen of Wands. I mean, she's fire. I like, especially in this picture, the way that she is kind of reflected. She's very easy to get along with. She's very creative. Very can come up with some new ideas, different ways of looking at things, and so on. But she also knows how to play the game. She also knows what it is that she needs to do in order to move ahead. She's not, I never see the Queen of Wands as being a victim. She's more the, you want to play? Okay. That kind of personality. So she's very, she is very organized in a lot of ways, very, like I said, creative and thoughtful. But she also isn't afraid to get in the muck and get things done. If it's necessary to move ahead, she's willing to do it. So yeah, that's for me, the Queen of Wands. I also really like the Justice card. And that the Justice card is, it doesn't always mean fair. It means just. It means things even out. Things work out the way that they're supposed to. Yes, Libra. Hello.
I'm dying. Allie can hardly shut up because she's like, "You're both Libras." Marina and Allie are both Libras, and of course they picked the Justice card. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
And I think
anyway,
you're rising.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool, Marina.
Yeah. So the Justice is it's more about fairness. It's more about things things working out the way that they should. The universe sort of coming in and bringing that balance to what was unbalanced. And I like the idea that justice is blind. It doesn't always. To me, it's more pragmatic, where a lot of time we would like to be able to attribute a lot of emotion to the Justice card, when actually it's rather factual. It does take a good deal of the emotion out of it. So those are my two favorite cards. That's what I got.
okay. Well, thank you, Marina. Sorry, I keep messing with this computer. I feel like I'm so far away. But anyway, okay. So Judy, I bet you have some things to say. Or do you ladies have any, do you want to offer any commentary on your thoughts on the Queen of Wands or the Justice card? So, Allie, I'm sure you like the Justice card too, being the Libra that you are.
I do. I didn't happen to pick that one, but it would have been in my top 10. I always think of Letitia James.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do. But ladies, I want to know your secret about being the Queen of Wands.
Well, you're gonna hear more than you ever wanted to in a minute.
Oh, okay.
All righty then.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, you've got 2 air signs and 2 fire signs, so that's pretty fun.
Oh, is that why we have smoke in the middle
We're
of
a
the
forest
screen?
fire right now.
Yes, exactly. That's why there's a lot of hot air blowing around here today. The fire and the air signs together.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's fun. It sounds like Judy's card is the Queen of Wands. So
Yeah, it is. As a
Um,
matter of fact, yes.
well, I like the Queen of Wands, of course. I mean, I am a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius, but I migrate more because I'm Earth Cardinal in astrology. I have 6 placements in Capricorn, all Earth, and I'm Taurus rising. Show me the money and the stuff. So I'm very Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. The Empress is the card that I relate to. But I didn't pick the Empress, but yeah. So, all right, Judy's just dying to tell us about the Queen of Wands in great detail, aren't you?
Yeah, my apologies in advance. I also am a teacher at heart. I'm just like, oh, everything has meaning. So
That is
but
true.
stepping back into the Libra though, or the Justice card that's the card of, do you feel whole, right? It's
Mhm.
balance. It's balance in your life. And it's like Marina was saying, justice it's about, is it just, if you're too off kilter, something needs to give, or everything's going to fall off the scale and it's going to fall over. You got to bring things back in balance, and life is about doing this, right? It tends to be a bit of a teeter-totter.
It is.
So,
You know who I
and
saw today, who is being interviewed by Nicole Wallace, Jack Smith. And so this is the
Oh.
perfect
Oh
day
yeah,
for the
I didn't
Justice
see
card.
that, but I
Yeah.
heard he's speaking
Yes.
out. I
You
didn't
should be
have a
able to
chance
see
to
it
read.
later, yeah.
Yeah, good.
I got
Anyway,
chills when you said that. I think
Oh,
this
I
is
know. I love him.
He's a
Fabulous.
Gemini, by the way. He's a Gemini, Jack
That's my
Smith.
husband too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and then Sabrina, going back to what you said about coming up in July 3rd, 4th, all of that. He who shall not be named declared that he was going to give the longest speech, even though it was going to be 103 or 107 or something like that, and because he can, and nobody's going to stop him. And exactly, Marina, good for you, big boy.
We're so happy for you. We are
clap.
so happy
Yeah.
for you. May the gods and goddesses of heat, of
They
heat,
can't bring water in either. They're not allowed to bring water
Well,
in.
he can probably have it, but yeah.
Well, he only drinks
Yeah,
Diet
and they're gonna
Coke. He
have,
doesn't
like,
drink
full
water.
Security and yeah. So
Well,
I'm looking forward
good.
to this. We'll see what happens.
Good. Warm him up. Warm
I
him up.
know you can do it. I know you can.
Yes, absolutely.
All
Yes.
right, girls, back to the cards. Before this turns into a political show, which it could easily with the four of us here. So,
Yes.
So I did Queen of Wands, and I've said this several times too. You can study tarot for years and still not know everything. There is so much to it. There's numerology, there's symbolism, it's heavily based on Kabbalah as well, and astrology, and I mean there's a lot. So I started writing things down, and I'm going to be reading my notes because I will squirrel off and forget to say something. So that's why I made notes. I don't have whiteboards right now like Sabrina, but I do have my notes. So I'm going to show a picture of the Queen of Wands in the Rider-Waite Smith. So, and I'll probably put this up from time to time if we can get it without a glare to it. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, maybe.
I can hold it up. I've got it right here.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Sabrina. Okay, I'll put the light back down.
I'll hold it up and you talk about it.
Okay. So, first of all, I love me a queen card. Queens are internal energy, where kings are external energy. So the queens are going to take care of themselves and their family and anybody they care about. I always kind of think mama bear, right? That's that, like, you don't want to piss mama bear off. She's going to have some words to say, but she's happy to just keep eating her berries. But you go after her littles, and that's a different story. So you have fire and ice, basically. You have fire and water, because she is female and she is water energy. And you also are wands, and wands are fire energy. So you get fire and water together, it can be very steamy. So
I love it when you talk dirty.
I know. She is she is the water that harnesses the fire, if you will. And so she's able to control the fire, essentially. And I'm going to get into more detail about that. But she's intuitive passion. So wands are creation and fire. And if you think about being able to manifest anything you want, right? Or manifest whatever you want in life, that is Queen of Wands. But she's doing it from a perspective of taking care of self and taking care of all things she loves. Whether it's people, whether it's her home, whether it's her planet, whatever it is that's important to her, that's who she's going to take care of. So her her, let's see, the water fluidly channels the raw creative fire energy, if that makes any sense. So it's controlled manifestation, controlled passion. He creates that control. The fire can easily spark out of control. She controls it and controls that manifestation with the water barrier, basically, her female energy. So in that card, her hand, you see her right hand is near the lion's head. So the lions have something to say about that too. The lions are carved into her throne. This is courage and pride. Yep, you see the kitty in front. That's another story. But the lions are courage and they're pride, and they're a fierce protector also. So she's carved them into her throne, but also they're there to protect her. So she manifested that protection. And she's also, that's also symbolically taming her beast, if you will. So again, controlled passion, the water of fire. Then you see the black cat at her feet. This is her shadow self, right? So if you think about what she shows the world, is her, how she walks into the room, as Sabrina says, is her lion. But what's going on inside is her kitty cat. So the cat is internal, it's perceptive, it's insightful. It's also very unbothered by what's going on. She doesn't allow the external noise to get in the way of her manifesting and controlling the fire and the passion. When you think of Kabbalah or the Tree of Life, Sabrina, the Tree of Life. And I may pronounce these wrong, I don't know, but you have, is it, I always pronounce it Binah. I don't know if that's how you actually say it, but Binah is the where all the queens are. They all reside in the third Sephra, which is Binah, is a third Sephra. 3 is going to be a big thing too. And yes, I freeze and I'm just going to keep talking. So that means understanding. So again, your feminine is your understanding and your, trying to your empathy as well as the feminine energy. She is the, Binah is the, there you go, is the cosmic mother also. Where raw energy is given form and it puts your fire, gives you the container. So if you think of, okay, we have the seed and the manifestation, and then we have, like, if it's a human, we have the body. This is our container of energy. So then you have, I call it Chia. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it, but I call it Chia. Is the suit of wands. This is still talking Kabbalah. So this corresponds with the highest world of Etzaluth, which is the world of archetypes. So the soul level of Chia, and it's the raw life force, the divine will, and the spiritual spark. Okay, so all this is going in and talking about the queen and the wands. So what happens when you have first the container, right? Then second, the spark of life. That essentially the synthesis of that is the sorry, I know I'm getting into the weeds here. She's the divine understanding, and she's the creative fire, the controlled burn. Instead of letting the fire explode everywhere like the knight or the page would do, she builds a throne for it. It's like, okay, you need a home? I'm going to give you a home. Here's the home for your fire, because she is of hearth and home. She understands how to sustain it, to nurture it, and to use that energy and that spiritual passion to manifest. So I love the Queen of Wands. She is my favorite. I always said I want to be the Queen of Wands, but most of the time people think I'm the Fool. But the reality is that I do a lot of this. I'm very much a fire sign. I'm an Aries. I'm not fire sign. I live in that fire and that passion. And the reason why people think I'm the Fool is because I do so many different things. I can do this and I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. And if you're on the outside of me, they're like, you are such a fool. I'm always starting something new. I'm always creating something new. But in my mind, it's a controlled burn. I'm doing this and everything is thoughtful and analytical. And I'm, a planner as well. So when you're looking at that card, also notice her sunflower. Okay. So the sunflower is yellow. Also a symbol that when you're looking at color, I'm going to touch on that. It's life from the sun itself. Also, it faces the sun. If you pull back, Sabrina, pull back that card. Okay. It's up. I guess the direction is. It's supposed to be facing the sun. Essentially, it represents vitality, joy, alignment, fertility. And when you think of vitality and fertility, that's growth, right? It's development and growing from the seed. It's also illumination and creation. So then you look at her wand. Her wand is sprouting little buds, right? So it's sprouting life. And it's held firmly in her right hand also, which is your active side. One of the things as a Reiki master, you learn which direction your energies flow. They come in from your left and they go out to your right. So you direct energy with your right hand, and your receptive side is your left hand. Your female side is your left hand. Your male side is your right side. So, but her, look at where she's holding her wand is with her active hand, where she's going to control her life and her spark of life with her wand, right? So that's what she's doing. And notice that life is sprouting from it, which is also a thing. So again, controlled creation, life force energy. She's growing, but she's rooted in reality. That wand is firmly planted in the ground. She is rooted in reality. So the yellow robes also connecting with the yellow sunflower, which are facing the yellow sun. If you think about that, it all connects back into solar plexus energy as well. So your solar plexus, that chakra is yellow. That's your confidence, your willpower, your identity. It's the sun itself, which is also the sunflower, which is life from the sun. All of this, notice the themes. It's the same theme moving through. And then she has in the background, if you pull back a little bit, there's like these arid mountains that are in the background that she's sitting in. She lives in dry, fiery energy, and she's perfectly comfortable in that. She is perfectly comfortable wielding the fire and making it do what she wants. And she's got her built-in air conditioner apparently, and she's fine. Another thing with numerology is she is 3, right? 3 is a very spiritual number. Also, something to note, your solar plexus develops about age 3. So that's another thing. She is the 3rd card in the majors. She's connected to the Empress, which is the 3rd card in the majors. When you think of Kabbalah, the first is Kether, which is the spark or the seed. The second is Chakma, which is duality and the womb. And the 3rd is Binah, which she resides in, which is the birth, the growth, the creative passion. And so this is fire manifested. Because she's a wand, she's taking that raw creative spark and she's multiplying that spark into a fire. She doesn't hold an idea, she manifests an idea. Whatever seed that idea is in, she's going to make it grow and make it a reality. So all queens sit in the 3rd Sephira. Again, there's that 3 in the tree of life. And there's 3 points also in that point. You'll notice it takes 3 points to create a triangle. And it is the first structure in the universe is that triangle. So she is part of that. She's pure energy. She gives a structural home to spirit. And then in numerology, she is the 13. She is the 13th card. Ace through 10, then page is 11, knight is 12, queen is 13. In the numerology, the 1 + 3 is 4. So she's also stability and structure. And 4 is also the emperor, which is an Aries. So that's her stability source that she draws from. And she absolutely rules with authority. She is not afraid of it. She has controlled passion. And then she, again, is a divine feminine. In the lunar cycle, again, thinking of 13, There are 13 lunar cycles in a year, and she is the divine feminine. The transformation is linked to the death card also, which is the 13th card, which again is you have when things die, new things are manifested and are created. So she's linked to that as well. And this reinforces her role as basically the intuitive, fireborn matrix of change. So that was a whole lot of information. Like I said, you could study a card for years and never know all of it, but there's a lot that goes into tarot: the colors, the numbers, the symbolism, the Kabbalah, the astrology, all of it. So I kind of touched on a little bit of all of it, and more information than you ever wanted to know. There you go, Queen of Wands.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
All right. Thank you, Judy. You queen, you Aries warrior queen.
I love Queen of Wands.
Of course, an Aries would pick out the Queen of Wands, the Queen of the Fire suit in tarot. So, how fun.
Getting it done. That's what she
That's
is.
right. Get it done. Okay, let me just put this back here. All right. Okay. Allie, so hi to a few more people in the chat. I've typed a hello to a few people. Bora Bora, Jennifer, hi Vicky. If I missed you, I apologize. Hi Maureen, and thank you all for being here. What we're talking about tonight, this is Cards with Friends, kind of a spin-off of Words with Friends. And tonight's topic is the ladies that are here tonight, the readers, our favorite tarot cards and why. And we're giving you the meaning behind them. So, all right. So, Allie.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk
Well-
about the justice card tonight? Oh, Erin, thank you for noticing. I just let my hair down and put lipstick on. And that's it.
That is dolled up for Sabrina.
Well, that is dolled up for me because, you know, when all you do is exercise or tell people to do exercise all day, I'm not getting dolled up for that. So anyway, but thank you for noticing. All right, Allie, you're on deck there, Missy.
Okay. So if you know anything about me, you know that I really don't like tarot. I read oracle cards. So
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Now we know.
yeah.
How fun.
I know, but it's okay because I do like one tarot deck, so I brought it with me. Yeah.
Yay.
And I want to talk about it. And the reason I didn't like it, it isn't that I don't like listening to it. It's that it has more of a strict meaning to it. And if you said something that was way off of what other people thought, I always thought that it would be wrong and I would be not reading the right way. So I learned all the major arcana, but I couldn't learn the minor. I just had a really bad time with that. So I have a couple of decks of cards. One is by Deb Zackow that has a channel here. And I have another one that I like called Tarot for the Lonely Hearts. And I like that one. They have little things on them that tell you what it means, but it's more like an oracle card as well. So being a Buddhist, I was drawn to the Osho Zen Tarot. And the Osho Zen Tarot has a lot of the tarot meanings in it, totally different pictures in it. And it is like an oracle deck in a lot of ways. But it works so well for me in my way of doing things. And everybody's different. So we can tell that, by the way people read, the what they choose to read, that kind of thing. So I'm not against the tarot in any way, but now I found myself, guess what, picking 2 minor arcana cards. And I didn't know what they were because they don't say what they are. They only say a word on them. So the first card that I pulled, that I brought with me, was the comparison card. And you could see this card here is a bamboo and an oak tree. And you can say, don't compare yourself to the oak tree. The oak tree is thicker, it stands longer, it's stronger than the bamboo, but the bamboo can bend. The bamboo is very flexible. And so what this card admonishes you not to do is to have any kind of a judgment around what it is that you're doing. So this is the 5 of Cups, actually. That's what this card is. And I love it because it talks about comparison brings inferiority and superiority. And when you don't compare, all inferiority and all superiority disappear. So it's inviting us not to compare something. And what is it that we're brought up doing all the time? We're brought up comparing things. We're brought up choosing between two things that are very, very different. And it's like my first statement that, you know, I didn't really like reading the tarot cards. But as you can see, there, if you can make meaning with a card deck, if you can find the right card deck for you, as Marina said, she used some and then she didn't feel, you know, like it was the one she wanted. So she used another one. When I found this deck, I knew I'd found my tarot deck that I wanted to say I could read. So it says that all is needed and everything fits together. It's an organic unity. Nobody's better than anybody else. And everybody is incomparably unique. And I love that about this card. And all I can see is when I see the pictures, you know, we could say that person's fat and that person's skinny. We could say that too. But we know that both of these trees withstand an awful lot of pressure. So there's that one. The next one I picked is a big favorite. And actually, I have to tell you, this is Nath's favorite deck as well, if you know who Nath is.
Mhm.
Yeah, he and I, when we read together, he and I usually pick, we either pull the same cards or we have a lot of similarity in our cards. But he had a reading by somebody, and the reading that he had was done with the Tarot Zen deck. And within a day, everything that the reader told him was made manifest. So he just has that, you know, belief in the cards. This one is ordinariness. Ordinariness, and I love it. It is the 8 of Rainbows. I'm going to say that's probably coins, because aren't there coins at the end of the rainbow? Pentacles? I think so.
Yeah, I would think, yeah.
So
Yes, the pot of gold at the end
the
of the
pot of
rainbow.
gold, yeah. But if you've ever read, because I'm an English professor, I've always taught Tuesdays with Maury, and I don't know if anybody's ever read that book. It's an older book. But in that book, he was asked what was the best day of his life, or what would be a good day for you to remember? You know, would it be your wedding day, the day your first child was born, a big job offer? He said, no, it's a very ordinary day. It's being outside in the sunshine with my friends, talking, maybe having some coffee or a piece of cake or whatever. And that always stuck by me. And when I saw this card, it's my Maury card. It's like, remember all the beauty that surrounds you and is with you. And yeah, it just makes me happy. So this one would be the 8 of Pentacles. I'm going to, because mine is fairly short, I'm just going to add one more, and it won't take me very long. And this is the World. It's completion. And as you can see, it's the last puzzle piece. And aren't we all waiting for that? Yeah, we're all waiting for that. So thank you.
Fabulous. Boy,
Allie,
all
it's funny.
right.
I had one of my decks sitting next to me, and the card on top was 5 of Cups.
There you go. There you go.
My first thought when you held up your 5 of Cups, the big tree in the bamboo, was that
Yes.
everybody has value. Everything
Everybody
has value.
does. Yeah.
And you might look different, sound different, have a different approach to life, have different ideas, but there's value in all of it. And
Yeah,
so
there really is. And we're invited not to judge it. We're
Yeah.
invited to enjoy the uniqueness of it. So
Mhm.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
fabulous.
Okay, fun. Well, thank you for that, Allie. Okay,
Sure.
so I was just taping over some naughty bits on my card. So you know, now that I'm actually paid for StreamYard, I want to make sure I can keep my YouTube channel. So all right, well, being the ever optimistic Sagittarius, even though I have all these planets in Capricorn, I did not pick Temperance. That is the Sagittarius card. I didn't pick that. But my favorite tarot card, can anybody take a guess just for fun? Ever the Optimist. It's
Is it the
major
Fool?
arcana, and then there's a minor arcana.
Okay. It isn't the Fool, because the
The
Fool
Empress?
is sort of, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Star. Okay, that makes sense.
I love the star card. And, you know, I have galaxy lights going on here. And, you know, maybe it's the astrologer in
astrology,
me.
the star, of course you do. Okay.
And but, you know, anytime, if you're doing a reading, and it could be the crappiest reading on earth, and all of a sudden the star card comes out, you know there's hope. You know there's hope. So to me, the star represents it. It just represents hope. It's hope. It's healing. It's peace. It's freedom. It's the continuation of the flow of life. So you can see I have sticky over her boobies. All of you from the slumber party, boobies. So I covered up the boobies here, but you can see that this is a never ending flow here. The water is going through here, and then you've got it going back through here. And there are eight pointed stars on here. And how you get an 8-pointed star is it's 2 squares that you put, and it's representative of a square and a circle, because you can see it's very circular with those 8 points. And that's kind of a so it is above, so it is below theme. And one of the other cards I have picked out here is the same theme, so it is above, so it is below. So I guess I'm always just staring at the stars or something. And there's the star is usually a very beautiful card. So I'm going to show you a couple of other star cards here. So this is from one of my favorite decks. This is by Cosmic Valeria.
Beautiful.
And super expensive, but they're beautiful. And she also has, and this is the star from her other deck. And when I say super expensive, I think $65 is a lot of money for a deck of cards.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful, beautiful cards. So when I was doing the cards here for my new tarot deck, and I'm going to show you my star, and I'm going to show you where this came from. So this, the maiden in the star card is supposed to be a younger maiden, and it's eternal youth is what that symbolizes. So the maiden that you're going to see here on the star card that I'm going to show you is right there. And if you have ever been to New Orleans, this statue has been there in, you know, it's just off of, it's in the French Quarter. It's actually behind Cafe du Monde. So I wanted kind of a mermaid theme for whatever reason is what I was looking for. So here is your big photo of my star card here. So you see the maiden is there. You see the African ibis is there, which has a connection to the Egyptian god Thoth, which was the Egyptian god of artists and creativity. And if you look closer, I know this isn't a great shot here, but you see there's 2 water pitchers, which are pouring the water back and forth, and the maiden's behind there. And there's there are 8 pointed stars on there. So I just love the star because, you know, you get the star in a reading, everything's going to be okay. That's just how I've always looked at it. And I like all the happy cards, although I really kind of like the death and the devil for some strange reason. Well, you know, the devil is Capricorn, so that's probably why I like that sort of energy. So one other star card I'm going to show you, and I really like this deck, but I had to go look at it like 3 times before I bought it because it scares me. And this is the Artist Decoded. It is a heavy, heavy, intense deck. I don't know how else to explain it. If I do a heavy duty reading, I'm going to pull this deck out. just because of its nature. And of course, the star is not at all heavy duty looking in this deck, and there's no naughty bits, but there's the star there.
Mhm.
And it's a calming energy. Also, you see all the blue you see in the Rider-Waite. It's a very blue background. It's very lush background there. So just overall, I think it's a beautiful card, and it makes me happy when I see it. And I would probably hang the star on the wall if I had any place to hang any more shit on the walls, which I don't. So I'm just like, all right, Sabrina, you don't need any more furniture. You don't need any more clothes. You don't need any more cats. And you do not need tarot cards hanging on your walls. Just stop it. So then the other card that I do not have one done yet because I haven't even got to the major arcana, and I hang these, I do have this card hung up in a couple places, is the Six of Wands, the victory card. Now,
Perfect.
I just love this card because I'm very big into manifestation and practicing a lot of manifestation. So you see the beautiful white horse, he's coming home. He's got his crown of the wreath on there, and there's the victory wreath hanging. Wands is action, wands is fire, wands is big energy in the tarot deck. And when I see the Six of Wands here, the victory card, that makes me super happy because I just love it. And you see all the people in the background that are also celebrating too. Okay, so it's a big card of celebration, and you see all the sprouts coming out of the wands there, which is also producing more energy. And then I just feel like I needed to talk about the Magician. Now, the Magician reversed is not a great card, but the Magician upright is amazing. So I'm showing you the Rider-Waite mainly because I have a bazillion tarot decks, but I've always felt that you should learn the Rider-Waite deck and then branch off from there. I learned on Rider-Waite and Hanson Roberts, which Hanson Roberts was very, very similar to Rider-Waite. But the symbology here, the things that I want to really call to your attention with the Magician, all four suits of the cards are here. So you've got the cup, you've got the pentacle, you've got the swords, you've got the wand. So the Magician has all the tools to do whatever the Magician really wants to do. And as you notice here, and this is a theme I mentioned a little bit earlier, is there's one hand up and there's one hand down with the Magician. That means so it is above, so it is below. And the star card has a little bit of that meaning behind there too. The other thing that you may or may not pay attention to, and it's also on the strengths card, is the lemniscate up there. And that's the symbol for infinity. If you also look at the Magician, he's got a serpent around his waist for his belt that's biting its tail, another symbol for infinity. So when you look at the Magician, you know that this guy can pretty much pull anything out of his hat that he wants to do, for better or for worse. So I kind of liken the Magician to wearing this kind of mask. And the lemniscate is there, and you've got all four elements there and meanings on the card. And if you look, there's bottles all in the background on shelves. So that means he's also making his potions. And in this deck that I'm doing, right there is your representation for swords, representation for cups with that amazing jazz saxophone. This right here, they are all over New Orleans. That's their water meters. So I didn't use that for water. It's for pentacles. And then down here, we have the upside down fleur-de-lis, which represents wands. So we have the sword representation up, the wand representation down. So it is above, so it is below. and your symbol, you know, the lemniscate is up there, your symbol of infinity. But I like seeing the magician. So I guess pick the cards that I want to come up in any of my readings for me. I want the star, I want the victory card, I want the magician. And when you look at these cards from this other crazy artist decoded deck, they are really, really wild. This is the Six of Wands, and this is the Magician. Now, I'll just address the Magician real quick. The Magician is very dark in this deck. So, for those of you that are not readers, and you do, I pick decks depending on what I'm talking about. So, if somebody came to me and it was a heavy, heavy duty subject, I'm probably at times I've said I got to go get a different deck because what I've got out here isn't going to work for this. So this is why I said this deck is so intense. I mean, those colors are deep, they're rich, and also if you notice, there's no face.
Mm-hmm.
So that means depth to me. When something is dark and black like that, I look at that as this is a very deep card, which the Magician is. The Magician reversed, and this is a great card to use it, can be a master manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're, getting a reading and this comes up, the Magician is also a manipulator in the shadow side, the reverse side. And this Six of Wands is kind of crazy in this deck. So you see the wands, you kind of see the symbology of the white horse that you see in the Rider-Waite.
Mhm.
So, but yet it has that kind of dark, and you see the celebrating people down here, but it still has that kind of dark, I don't know how to explain it. Ladies, can you explain what I'm saying here? But I know you're feeling it. I know you're feeling that there's such an energy shift between these decks.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're not a reader, but you get readers and readers switch decks or say, well, according to this deck or what I'm feeling from this, there is very, very different energy in tarot decks, very different energy. And
Hold that card up again, Sabrina. The not the Rider-Waite, but the other one.
Six of Wands.
Yeah. So it's also some depending on the reading can be the false victory. And something that came to mind for me is you have the light above and the darkness below. When you can have a winner, but there's also a loser, right? And so what's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you think you won, but did you? So
Right.
there are consequences to that victory. So that's kind of what came to mind for me in that card, which was interesting.
Yeah. What do you girls think of this Magician card? I think
Beautiful.
it's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's deep. It's a deep card. Very, very deep.
From the darkness comes light and life.
Yes.
But the
That is-
tools
and you-
are
and you
always
s-
available. Yeah, the
Yeah,
tools
you
are
see
always
the
available.
light in the background. It's almost like he's coming forward to help you out of the darkness. If
Mhm.
Yeah.
you read it that way, you could read
Creating
it
life
that
from
way.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, there's with the Magician, being able to when you have all the tools at your disposal, you're making a choice
Mhm.
on which ones you're going to use and how you're going to use them.
Yeah.
So the Magician is powerful in terms of being positive, and can also be a little on the negative side in terms of, you've got your gifts. How are you going to use them? Are you going to use them to benefit, or are you going to use them to scam? What are you going to do with it?
Mhm.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Great responsibility. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And then this is a different Magician card,
Hmm.
which I think is quite interesting. This is from the Flowers and Feelings deck.
Yeah.
And her other deck is the Moon Witch, and then she also has two Oracle decks, and they're all these beautiful black cards, which I love me 50 Shades of Black. And then the other Magician in this Moon Witch deck, I'll have to hold these naughty parts. It's a little bit different also. So you can
That's
you can
supposed to be
just
the magician? Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, this
Really?
is the magician.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You can see all the tools here. You can
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
cup, and I'm just trying to
Yeah.
hide those
Yeah.
boobies. And she has a fig leaf on she's wearing. But and just looking at these, the energy is super different.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, very,
Absolutely.
very, very different energy.
Yes.
And that's, and the card decks are, that's why I think we all keep buying card decks because they're so
Yes.
different. And the
Yes.
energy is just completely, completely different. So, all right.
I have
Well, those,
like 3 different Queen of Wands, that I have, all
Yep.
different energy. The Crow deck to me most represents the symbology in Rider-Waite, though. Has all of the, your lions and their which side the flowers are placed on, and as far as right-handed, left-handed, and in this one she has a dog at her feet, but really it should be the black cat, but you have the black crow, with the lions on either side. And this one, you shouldn't have anything. It's just her creating light and life. But yeah, each deck is very different. The Crow deck to me matches the Rider-Waite closer than any of the others, honestly.
yeah. Can you guys see on that Crow deck where the lions represent are on either side of her throne? So they're on that Crow
The
deck,
bird
and the
is
sunflowers.
Yeah.
And her protection, and also being a protector. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the 3 again on this one, you have the 3 symbology again, because you have the 3 sunflowers, but also that's the handle of the wand, and where she's holding it, and then she's directing her energy and creating new life with the new sunflower at the end too. So, yeah, there's so much in tarot that's
There is.
it's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
it's, ooh, that's a pretty picture. It's like there's meaning to everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Right. And to one of the things that I noticed, because I just finished the pages in this deck, but as I'm doing this, and I just want to show that real quick because it's in all of them. I put the pages away, but I can show you. All right, where the hell is it? Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Sorry. Hey, so Judy talked about the desert here, okay, and the heat. So what I noticed, it's behind the page also, but the Knight of Wands also has the desert and the heat. And the King of Wands, and it's also in the page. The page, I don't know. You can see the desert is behind here.
They would stand the heat.
Yeah, and it's super interesting when you start really looking at all this stuff, and and when you start designing a card deck, you don't want to forget anything. Some people wouldn't even care, but I'm like, no, like the Empress. The Empress has a crown of 12 stars that represents every single astrological sign. So, I just had to make sure that, when I had to crown my Empress. And, the star card, I had a dove there and it was so pretty. And then I'm doing more reading and I'm like, it's not a dove, Sabrina. That's pretty, but it's an ibis. So change the bird. So it's fascinating. And the more you read into this stuff, just for a quick example, the Knight of Wands, look at his salamander coat. Hey, those salamanders mean stuff. Everything means something. The red feather on that hat means something. And it's never ending, and you can get lost in all of that stuff. So anyway, well, anybody else have another card they want to pull out and talk about? And I'm okay with that if the rest of you are okay with that.
Next time, because I've talked plenty.
But
one of my favorite cards in the regular Rider-Waite deck is the Star. The other is the Hermit, because my teacher, that's who she said she was she had taught me for a while, but only the major arcana. I hadn't gone any further. And so when I get those 2 cards, I feel like I'm home. You
Yeah.
know, both of those cards bring me a lot of joy. And I actually
Interesting.
like the Fool as well because I'm a big dog person. And I think sometimes we can fall off the cliff if we're not looking what we're doing. So,
Yes.
yep.
There's a hermit for you. Can you see the hermit in the
Well,
background?
that's that
the
leap of
druid?
faith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Totally. Totally. There's you can study the tarot for decades
Mhm.
and you will still find something new in it every day, or find something that um, someone else will give you an interpretation that just all of a sudden makes sense. That you can look at a particular card and go, of course,
Mhm.
that's what it is, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's interesting, really, really interesting.
You know what card
Yeah, and I know
I'm
people read them like they do oracle cards, but it really they're not an oracle card. They have so much meaning in them, and that's the beauty of tarot versus oracle. Oracles are just a simple message. Tarot is very in depth, and when we as readers are doing a reading, we're tapping into the messages we're getting and how it relates to the bits and pieces they're highlighting for us in that card. You know, it's because you could read on a card forever, as you saw.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
so the hangman is another one that I think is super interesting because every time you see the hangman, you think, okay, pause, we're going to stop, nothing's going to get done. But if you look at the hangman, him hanging upside down, and you turn it upright, you hang upside down like that for enlightenment, and you see that the sun.
Or a big headache.
Yeah, well, that's true, or a migraine, or your head is going, your eyeballs are going to come out of your head. But yeah, the hangman is another interesting card. And it also, when you read cards, sometimes it would be one message if like if you held up the hangman and you just read
Yes.
that card as a single thing. But if you do a reading and you have the spread in front of you, those cards are also going to talk to you a little bit differently,
Exactly.
So they're not there when you get a reading done. It's not just one card at a time. It's the collective message of what the whole thing is saying. If that makes any sense. I know it makes sense to you girls, but just to kind of say that, for everyone in the chat, it's not just a one card meaning. It's what they're all the accumulation of those cards. And here I'll show you my very happy hangman.
Oh,
Oh,
that's nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
And the hangman doesn't look very happy when you draw it. And I can't help myself. I want everything bright and happy and cheerful except for this one intense deck. But so I have a feeling that any deck I do is going to be on the bright, happy side. So
yes.
we need bright and happy.
There's also this thing. I looked at this card and I went, oh yeah, I forgot something. If you look at the Queen of Wands here, the direction she's looking is to the future. That's another thing, is where are they faced and what direction are they looking and which hand are they using, all of that. But she's looking to the future. She's manifesting things to come. So that's another thing with her is, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it and they all have a personality. Like I'm getting ready to do all the Knight cards. So look at the difference between the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Those are just two completely different messages. And notice there's the salamander coat again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay?
The
And
Knight
then,
of Wands always fascinates me because he's completely different in every single deck. And so the meaning, I would go back to Rider-Waite for the true meaning of him. But in some decks he's charging forward, and other decks he's kind of just walking along, and other decks he's standing still. Because what the horse is doing has meaning. But the whole point of that card is there's usually chaos going on behind them that he's supposed to reflect on his lessons learned and from the chaos that's behind him and choose his path forward wisely. But I find that one in particular is always the artwork is always different in every deck for that one. I find that curious.
So take a look. Judy's talking about the Knight of Wands. So there he is charging through the desert like he's on a mission, and this is Rider-Waite.
Yeah.
And then the other knight that charges through on a mission is the Knight of Swords, according to Rider-Waite. And he's really pissed. Look at him. I mean, he's like, I am coming after you. The truth has been revealed, and you're going down. I mean, that's that. And look at the looks like it's windy too. Even the trees are blowing in the breeze there.
Now
And
there should be an eagle somewhere in there too, I believe, right? Is there an eagle in there?
I am not.
Knight of Swords.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an eagle, but that doesn't mean that there isn't an eagle on some Knight of Swords.
Oh, okay.
And then what a contrast. So here you have, just like the four of us, you have fire and air, and we're busy. And look at the direction they're looking. Now, holding up, this is such a contrast. It's kind of hilarious. Look at that. The Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, and they're looking in the opposite direction. They're going the opposite way. In fact, they're not going anywhere.
These guys. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. But again, look at the Knight of Wands and Rider-Waite, how he's charging up, and then in this deck, he's kind of just moving right along, you know. But so it's really interesting. But the chaos behind him on this one is more intense. But then you have the Knight of Swords in this one, and Rider-Waite, he's charging forward like there's no tomorrow. In this one, he's pausing for a second before he leaps off the cliff, right?
But the other thing, to your point, look at how he's holding the horseback.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to charge forward, but he's holding that horseback.
You have to choose your path wisely, and that's him like, okay, which way am I going?
Choose your battles wisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have, look at the Knight of Cups. I mean, he's showing up saying, I come in peace, but can you believe him? Okay. And then the Knight of Pentacles is like, I'm going to sit here and think this through and count my money before I do anything and before I make any executive decisions. But it's just, and you know, I don't have it here. I have it back in Arizona. But what's super interesting is I took this big full-length mirror and I lined up all of the minor arcana. So I put all the swords, all the wands, all the pentacles, and all the cups. And when you see the suits in comparison, you really get a picture of what they're all about. And it was just so fascinating to look at them. You know, I haven't done that here because I just haven't done that here. So, but yeah, it's, you know what, you guys? I freaking lied. I brought it with me. Let me get it for you.
Oh. Yeah.
I did that when I was learning. I was like, okay, I want to see the difference in all of them. I tend to be really analytical though. Like I really want to know, you know, what the difference between all of them are.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to do that. There's somebody that has a tapestry of that and I love it. I want it.
Wow.
Ooh, look at
So
that.
it is,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
That reminds me at the end of Star Wars or the beginning of Star Wars. You have the
Yes.
thing that they're little in the story.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
yeah, it's it was very interesting to do. And this is how you learn this stuff, you know. And this is a spin-off of Rider-Waite, but it has kind of like an antique coloring to it.
Beautiful.
So it's really pretty. But when you see everything side by side like this, like you see all the twos, you know, because each number of the minor arcana stands for things. So you see all the twos. It's often, you know, weighing a decision, or you're waiting for something to come in, or there's an offer between two people. And, you know, the threes, and you know, and what's really interesting is when you look at the swords are always some sort of conflict. When you go
Mhm.
down the whole line, the swords are not happy cards. I mean, let's face it. And it
You know
really
why?
is why,
You know
because it's the
why?
truth.
Yes. Yeah. People
Yeah.
always say they want to know the truth. They don't want to know the truth. They want to
No,
know what's
exactly.
so good.
Yeah,
They want the
yeah,
cups.
But
They don't want the swords.
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
it's just
Do
a
these
super
pants make my ass look fat? Yes.
Mhm.
yes, as a matter of fact. I'll
No,
kill
your ass
you.
makes your ass look fat.
But
That reminds me of that ad with Abraham Lincoln and Mary, and she asked that question, and he goes, and she got the message.
That's funny.
well, when anybody hesitates, that's when you know it's just
That's
like,
right. No,
you
you're right.
know,
Yeah.
but
Well, I don't really know how to
I
say this.
love. I had this client the other day that he was buying something. He came up from California. I'm in Oregon. He came up from California. We don't have sales tax. We get a lot of people that come here to buy things because we don't have sales tax. And he's talking to his wife on the phone. He wants to get a gift for his daughters who are both having babies this year. And so she's like, well, what are you gonna tell them? And and he goes, oh, I'll just lie to them. It's so matter of fact, I'll just lie to them. They'll get their gift later.
There you go.
You go.
Ladies, I hate to do this to you, but I got a little bit of a headache earlier, and I took something for it, and I can feel myself going into
Read
la
is
la.
about night time.
okay. So, but I
Yeah.
just listen. This is so funny, Marina. I'm gonna paraphrase for you. Marina is a lovely Libra, so she's like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to leave. My head is just killing me." And now Judy said that I got to get out of here. There's your difference between fire and air. Air's gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
Allie would do the same thing." Allie might be a little bit, not as nice because she's Capricorn rising, and that's gonna do the point. But
Well,
Marina, you're darling, my dear. And if you have to go, it's okay because we probably should wrap it up because we'll all stay on here and yak all night.
There you
So,
go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. No, honestly, I know that the weather is changing here again, and that's what's
Yeah.
brought on the headache. And before I start saying things that are going to get me in trouble, maybe if I
I
just
get
go
it, Marina.
night.
I get it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just,
we it's okay. We understand.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought that was so funny because,
yes.
Libras are always just the pillar of diplomacy. And let me tell you, as a Sagittarius, I am not. I try really
No, my
hard.
daughter's a Sag. She'll just tell you exactly. I don't like this.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like you know where you
Yeah.
stand,
Yeah.
But we try to be
Where's
nice
Aries?
about it. We mean you no harm. Yeah, Aries will do. Aries is worse than Sag, but Sag will say, "Ah, that kind of sucks. Do you want a beer?" But
Yeah.
anyway,
Aries
all
is
right.
like,
Well, you know what? We've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, and I think that's enough. So, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. I think it was a
Thank you.
fun
This is
time.
Yes.
And everyone in the
you.
chat or watching the replay, thank you also so much. And oh, hi,
like
Paula.
everybody's candles too.
Uh-huh.
And are you spiritual? All right. So, please, if you have not, please subscribe to everyone's channel on here. All our channel names are right here. Obviously, I'm Sabrina, Tree of Life Inner Guidance. Marina, Heart Centered Tarot. Judy's Healing Fire. Allie is Heart and Soul Connected. Please like the video, and if you have any positive comments really help the channel as well. And all of us just want to keep building our channels so we can provide more fun content for you all. So stay tuned for this next show. I don't know when that's going to be. And by the way, if you're into astrology and politics, I totally forgot about this because it's not uploaded yet. Sheila and I did a really fun show, pretty deep show on United States and shadow work. And I talked about the United States solar return, which is the next kind of year of energy for the US. And we drew some cards and did some questions and used the tarot to answer them. It was super interesting. So look for that. It will probably be loaded on my channel eventually. That's on Celtic Tarot Sheila or Celtic Sheila Tarot. I always get those mixed up.
Tarot, Sheila.
Celtic Tarot Sheila. Yes. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Please, if you can, try to come by noontime Mountain Time tomorrow for Feel Good Friday. Big party panel tomorrow. We'll have some laughs and we'll share some good vibes for the United States and get this energy out of the gutter. Even if it's going to be there, we don't have to be there with it. And just remember, the United States is our country too. Don't let them steal your joy. So, peace and love. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to end this. And ladies, if you could just stay for 2 seconds, that'd be great. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.